Pupils of Leondale High School have rehashed the June 16 youth uprising by leading a march against some of the country's social ills. On World Weed Day, which was the 20th of April, the very same East Rand school made headlines for all the wrong reasons. A video was widely circulated on social media showing a number of pupils smoking cannabis whilst on school grounds. Yesterday, the same pupils and some teachers at the school showed South Africa the positive side of the story, as it were. Newzroom Afrika's Tumaole Mohlaoli has more.
Invoking the spirit of the 1976 generation by taking the fight against a new and brutal enemy out of the classroom and onto the streets. The June 16 student uprising exploded in Soweto and quickly spread across the country as pupils protested against Afrikaans as a medium of instruction in township schools. The apartheid regime responded with lethal force, killing 176 pupils. That marked the beginning of the end for apartheid. 46 years to the day, a new generation is making its stand against an equally ruthless enemy.
You know, the learners in June 76, they were facing with apartheid. The learners today, they are facing the drug and substance abuse. And I am sure that if the community, the learners, the school governing body, the teachers, everyone can get together, we can defeat this. I would love to see this thing going throughout the nations, whereby June 16 is no longer about us older people, it's about the youth in every school organizing the marches and say, listen, enough is enough, we're going to take this thing head on.
A few among these latter-day activists initially exploded onto the national scene for all the wrong reasons. They were part of a group of pupils caught on camera smoking cannabis on World Weed Day in April. They are now turning that infamy into a tool for positive change.
It is very important to be here today because I was involved in the whole 420 ordeal. And it is important to me because then after I reassessed the situation, I understand that a lot of young people are in that drug and substance abuse issue because of emotional constraints. So I started realizing that it's important to change the psychological and emotional being of people, especially the youth today, so that we can be able to participate in the future that we wish for.
I'm a person who landed on the nation's media for drugs. I'm the girl who looked over herself because of the disappointment she saw when looking into the mirror. The one who made it easier to belittle herself than forgive herself.
Good news is that these pupils are also anti-drug activists among their peers. Their parents and teachers say it's time to change social behaviors linked to the June 16 date.
The problem is not the school's problem, it's a community problem. However, when it suffices from the school's point of view, we want to take that adversity and turn it into an opportunity. And that's what we're doing today. If ever you can see, in the past, the culture has been on June the 16th most of the time. You'll find people sitting in taverns wearing uniform. We want to change that narrative. That's why we bring in students, learners to come and say, community, please come help us. Let's solve out this problem.
And Gauteng schools can use all the help they can get. According to media reports in April, 11 grade 12 pupils from Randfontein High School on the West Rand and 4 from Mamelong Secondary School on the East Rand of Gauteng were hospitalized after consuming cannabis-laced edibles. Learners from Leondale High say that Youth Day should be about looking towards the future and that anyone can turn adversity into something positive to turn their lives around. For Newzroom Afrika Channel 405, I'm Tumaole Mohlaoli at Leondale High.